We are Steve and Jill. Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Steve and Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, and this is the Land Academy Show.
This is episode number 2169. Today, Jill and I are talking about how to read between the lines in land seller conversations.
This didn't say female land seller or anything wife related. I'm just thinking of you and
You
read.
preemptively...
I am just going to say it right now. It's not read between the lines in your relationship. What does she really mean by that? Just kind of...
See, I've said no words. You just opened that all up.
Or, you know...
This is not called...
I know you well enough.
This title is not called How to Read the Mind of Your Woman.
Or how to pick a fight.
Which is what Jill's doing right now. She's baiting me to say stuff. I've been down this path.
This is going to be good.
Whatever I choose to say or don't not say here won't be right.
Here's what's going to happen.
When the mics turn off.
We're going to cover the topic, and then we're going to cover the topic, a different topic.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent. Let's talk about land for a few seconds.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk about women.
Okay, there we go. Exactly.
This week, all week, once again, because it was super popular when it aired, is Common Sense Week. Again, today we're briefly talking about how to talk to sellers, and then we're going to talk about women. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we're going to talk about the common mistakes in selecting a county for land mailers and how to avoid those mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, why land investing probably might not be for you. Thursday, why consistency beats talent in land investing every
that's
time.
Smart. That's
and
really
then
good.
finally, Friday, what a recession could mean. Hint, hint, there is a recession here for real estate. What a recession could mean for land investors and how to prepare.
Love it.
Each day on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum, and we take a deep dive into a land-related topic by your request.
Okay, so today Ben wrote, "Hi folks, we are getting calls back from our mailer to Florida. Most of the people calling back have properties in a floodplain." Well, it's Florida. Is that an automatic no-go for these properties in your experience? Is there a creative way to make these deals work? Also, many of the lots in parcelfact.com don't look like they have access directly from a road. Is it possible they have deeded/legal access, but not having road access, but is not having direct road access a huge deal as well? Please advise. We have several people waiting to hear back from us. Thanks.
Florida, as a land investing place for land investment, is a landmine. There's a lot of very, very Florida-specific real estate rules, and I'm going to run through the list here in a second, that you need to be aware of before you take Florida seriously as a candidate to place to send land. I will tell you, because of the stuff that we're going to talk about here for just a few minutes, that's one of the reasons, or maybe the reason, that we don't do land deals there. And it's not because it's not profitable. It's crazy profitable. We have many members that are in our group that live in Florida, have lived their whole lives in Florida, and understand that market and what it takes to be successful there. And they're crazy successful. Every property in Florida, with a few exceptions, is some version of what I'll call, air quotes, wet. I would not call them in a floodplain. Floodplains are the whole state is a floodplain. That's how you need to start out looking at it like that. Some of it's wetlands, and wetlands and a floodplain are very different. A floodplain is something that you'll find in Missouri when the rivers raise too high, and there's different variances of percentages and 100-year floodplains and all that.
Here in Arizona, that's a thing too.
Florida, right, is wet. And there's all kinds of resources on the internet that are free. Some of them are government-based, which I would ask you to really seriously explore. And then you're going to have to spend quite some time, several months, up to a year, part-time, studying what the different types of wet mean. There's federal wet, there's state wet, there's local wet. But what you will find when you look up these properties on ParcelFact and anywhere else on the internet is that your neighbors who built a nice house is also in the same wet situation as this target property. So relativity and wetness and floodplains really, really matter.
Mm.
If you look at the city of Phoenix on any of these tools, including Parcel Fact on the internet about floodplains, downtown Phoenix and most of Maricopa County that's populated is in a floodplain.
Mm-hmm.
When you buy a house here, you have to sign a waiver.
Mm-hmm.
Is it harder to get insurance? Shockingly, no, because it's just an accepted. It's a given when you buy a house here. The insurance company knows it, the title company knows it, and buyers and sellers know it.
Mm-hmm.
So my neighbor's just as wet as I am. That's the exception. Florida, this is a way of life.
I look at it like this too, Ben, when you said the neighboring. Are you done yet?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, to make sure. Okay.
Are you done that? No. Are you done yet? Is the topic in next week's podcast.
Exactly. But, so it's like, there's many places in the country, New Orleans, I mean, let's just say below sea level stuff, right? Where you can't have cemeteries are above ground, not below, but there's homes there. Like, what's going on? There's certain building specifications and modifications that you have to do in order to do that. So that's really what I think about and look at. Look around, like Jack said, that's the easiest, quick little phase 1 due diligence. Have the neighbors figured it out. If there's no neighbors built in that same thing and within a couple miles, we know we got a problem. Now it's going to be swampland. Does somebody want that kind of thing?
Right.
So there you go. But if you see houses, they all covered up. And here's a house that was built last year. Okay, this is possible. It can be done. There's probably some regulations. Now I know that going into it, now it passes my phase 1 test if everything else makes sense, right? And then I'll dig more deeper into phase 2. So that's the floodplain. And then the back thing about the access, remember when we talk about the A's? There's legal access and there's physical access. It doesn't have to be a main road. I'll take a dirt road. It's really more about, do I need 4-wheel drive versus 2-wheel drive to get there? That's kind of what I think about. And even if there's not, it's a rough road, but it's legal access, gosh, I'm going to still push that forward. And most of the time in phase 1, because I have both legal and physical, and then I'll uncover how bad it is in phase 2.
If you're an experienced investor in real estate, you can horse around with access list properties. If you're new, don't even mess with it.
Right.
It's complicated and usually it ends in disappointment.
Make your life easy when you're starting.
Even with our experience, we don't buy properties without access.
Exactly.
And very, very rare that we would do that. And then finally, Florida is rooted in fraudulent land sales. You should look up Glenn Ross. There's a movie about it with Jack Lemmon. It's an amazing movie, even if you don't care about real estate. And people came down from to Florida from the northeast part of the country, like New York and other places, and irresponsibly subdivided property and then sold it multiple times to one property on terms to multiple parties. So it doesn't have a good reputation. Arizona doesn't, for the same reason also, because they're potential retirement. They're playing on people's desire to plan for retirement. Just be careful in Florida. Mm-hmm. Outside of that,
there's been a lot of great opportunity. A lot of people do really well.
Mega opportunity.
Just exactly. Just be smart about it. Now you know what to look for. It's good.
Today's topic: how to read between the lines in land seller conversations. Joe,
I love you. Just write topics and just throw it to me. What's that?
You're cracking up over this topic.
Oh, well, because reading between the lines to me is just a funny thing, but in a weird way, I'm always doing it.
Me too.
So especially when I'm on the phone with a seller.
I'm doing it right now.
Right back at you. Man, if I could see these sellers and see their body language, that would be good too.
Yeah.
But you can't. So, but it's interesting what you pick up on when you really sit back, listen very intently on what these sellers are telling you and their tone and how they're saying it. You'll get a lot out of it. For example, Well, the call comes in, you're talking to the seller, you calm, often we're calming them down or whatever. They have questions about our pricing. We get past that kind of thing. And you start asking some questions. You are immediately, as investors and buyers, we immediately go to, I'm going down the process. I want to buy it. What's it worth? Blah, 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 blah. I'm thinking about the property first, often thinking about the money first, often thinking about what I can sell this for, instead of taking a little bit of a step back and listening to the seller, because it's so critical, and figuring out their situation and figuring out how they're, what got them to this point to pick up the phone to call me, because there's so much juice there, is really what this whole point is today, that can help you get a great deal. So you can tell when you say, what's going on? Open-ended questions are wonderful in this situation. For you to kind of, like I said, what's going on? Why are you calling? Why are you thinking of selling this now? That's a great one. And let them talk.
Yep.
Let them go.
There's 3 answers to that question. I will never sell this property. My grandparents and my great-grandparents are buried out in the back 40.
Well, let's just say they're calling because they want to sell it.
Just 1 second.
Okay.
There's 3 ways. There's a very small chance that person's going to, so no matter how much you read between the lines, what she's doing, what Jill's trying to do is find out why. What do you want? The second type is, yeah, I am a seller, but not for this price. And then the third one is, I'm so glad you called. Thank you. I do want to sell my property, but how they express those things is totally different. So the number 3 person is, if they're the for sure seller, could be calling back livid.
Mm-hmm. So I hear what Jack's saying. He's trying to explain the normal reasons that they're calling you. It's, usually one of those 3 things. Take me off your list as the guy that never wants to sell. 2 is not this price. And 3 is like, yeah, let's do this. So that's kind of the thing. But I'm trying to dig a little bit deeper and talk about just really, because this came up recently. We did a live 3-day workshop for people to learn more about Land Academy. And I dropped some little nuggets on day 2. And it was really nice because day 3, the guy's like, I used your stuff from day 2. And it really helped me open the door to get a deal. And the nugget was, listen a little bit more, put yourself in their shoes, see where they're coming from, mirror how they're talking to you. It was kind of just stuff like that. And you're going to get some stuff out of it. So my point today is reading between the lines and their conversations and picking up on, and like open-ended questions, like I started to say. That's number 1. An open-ended question about what's going on in their life right now. Why do you want to sell this? Why are you thinking of selling this now? You've had it. Looks like I just looked it up. You've had it for 10 years. Lump, let them talk. This happened, that happened, this happened, that happened, whatever it is, or you're going to get and just, like I said, take notes. You're going to get a nugget out of that. Like, oh, lost their job. Got it. Oh, car broke down. Oh, want to take my sick mom on a vacation. Oh, this is exactly the amount I need to pay for my dog. These are all real things that we've had. I've had, my favorite was, this is exactly what it costs to have my dog's fill in the blank surgery. I'm like, wow, what a sweet thing and what good timing. So there's little things you're going to pick out of there. Also, so that's going to help you understand where they're coming from, right? And understand their sense of urgency. So that's a big, big part of this. A second thing is, and asking a question like, what do you think about the price? And if they don't like that, are we on the same page? Did my offer work for you? Something like that. And if they're yes, then stop right there. Don't push, go, oh, great, because I thought you were going to say da-da. Don't even talk like that. Just go right on to awesome. So here are the next steps kind of thing. Sometimes we even second guess our own stuff. Like we preemptively plan for the worst when you should preemptively plan for the best. This is one of the key things that actually, it's a light bulb moment right now. I don't think I've ever shared this on the show even. That's how I go into everything. Yeah. I assume every person calling me is going to love me. We're going to be best friends. They love my price and they cannot wait to sell this to me. So that's how I go into it. And so I I'm already planning for that. So because that's my mindset, I kind of already lead them down this path. I kind of lead them to, well, what do you mean? I'm surprised when they go, no, I don't like that price. What are you talking about? It was a great price because I know my guy. I know what he put into this. It's an awesome price. Well, why not? So there's another open-ended question. So if you go into it like that, and again, do another open-ended question, and then there's an opportunity to read between the lines. Well, my neighbor got da-da-da-da-da. Big deal. And why? And if they say that, look up the neighbor's property. Don't just poo-poo it right away. Look up the neighbor's property. You might find a reason why. Like, well, did you know your neighbor has a barn on it and a well and it's all fenced and he did this and then an RV pad? Like, oh, did not know that. Okay, thank you for Jill. You're right. These are not apples to apples, so, or, I just know I need to get this out of it. Okay, then there's an opportunity too to read, ask some question and try to get out of it. I need it. When they say I'm looking to get X or something like that, we didn't uncover it earlier, what's going on in their life right now. So you need to read between these lines. It's going to help you with price, their sense of urgency, their situation, and whether or not they really are motivated to sell. If they are not, and really when they're not, it's because they don't need the dough, and it's nothing you did wrong, and it's nothing the mailer could have done. The only thing you can do is, let them know who you are, where you're coming from, and the top dollar you're willing to spend. This is how to wrap it all up too, and leave them with that. Wish them well. Leave that door always open, and walk away. Do you want to add anything to that?
No.
Okay.
If they're telling you about their life circumstance, there's a real good chance you're going to put a deal together. If they're talking to you about anything else, including price, it's going to be a lot harder.
Mm-hmm. Good. Thank you.
When women talk to you,
here we go. Now we're going to talk. Now we're going to pivot.
one of two things is happening.
Okay.
They're either asking you a question. I don't mean a rhetorical question like, what the hell's wrong with you? That's not a question that you answer. She doesn't want an answer anyway.
No.
9 times out of 10, though, they're not asking you anything. They just want you to sit there and listen. And very much the end of the conversation, they'll talk themselves out. And the end of the conversation, there's not a conversation. The end is like, you say something like this. Are we good? Is that it? Yes. And it ends. 9 times out of 10. When you're in the situation, who cares who's right? Who cares who called? It doesn't matter. Just sit there and listen until it's over and then go about your life.
So you needed to get that out today.
Well,
Jack's
do you think that's
therapist
true,
is on vacation. Just kidding. So guess what? You got it. All right.
Join us tomorrow where Jill and I discuss common mistakes in selecting a county for land mailers and how to avoid them. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are Jack and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.